Welcome all. Okay, this is my next class. In this class, I'm going to show you a game played between Magnus Carlsen and Nakamura in Tata Steel chess tournament in 2011. Okay, Carlsen is now currently world highest rating, and as we know, Nakamura is equally strong. Is a very strong GM content from United States of America. So here, white Magnus Carlsen played e4, e5, e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c cross d4, knight cross d4, knight f6, knight c3, a6. Okay, this a6 line is called Najdorf, Sicilian Najdorf, and bishop e2, e5. Continuation of Najdorf is like e5. Knight b3, there is no other good square for this knight. Bishop e7, bishop e3, castle. Now I think Carlsen played an interesting variation, which most GMs will usually play this variation, but being Nakamura is a very fast and calculative player, he needs him to think for some time on this position. So he started a premature attack like g4. This was actually I prefer a good move, not because of that move, because he makes Nakamura to think more on this position. Okay, he played bishop e6, g5, knight fd7, and h4, supporting the pawn on g5, and later can push h5 to g6. Okay, here Nakamura playing knight b6, I think, which is a little dubious, because one knight anyhow will come to c5 after like knight d7 to c5 maybe. So he could have prevented that, and instead of that he could have played knight c6, and he can occupy the c4 directly, and this knight can directly go to c5. Maybe knight c6 I prefer, but knight b6 is also okay. So queen d2. Now Carlsen planning for a long castling and keep this other rook and may try to attack him. So knight d7, now f4. This was a novelty played by Magnus Carlsen. Now the threatening is f5. So black have to capture this pawn. So once if he capture, he'll get the knight on e5 and to c4. But white can simply play after bishop f4. He can long castle and attack on the d6. So e cross f4, bishop f4, knight e5, and long castles. Here Nakamura played rook c8. After rook c8, king b7, king b1, sorry, queen c7, and this position is I think slightly better for white because of the d6 weakness and a weakness on d5 square. So here Carlsen continued his attack with h5 and rook f8. I think this rook f8 is little dubious, because anyhow Carlsen is planning to open with g6, because there is no break after h6. h6 will be a big mistake, because after g6 white cannot do anything much about this, and this bishop on f4, it looks really bad. After g6, so for example after g6 instead of this h6. uh, Black should take fg6 and hg6 and h6, so that rook on f8 will be more useful than rook on e8. Maybe he is planning for bishop f8, something like that, but white is threatening to play g6, something like that, so he can immediately capture with fg6 and take control on the f5. So I prefer rook f8. e8 is little dubious move. Now I think pause this position for a while and think what is a good move, what is the best move for white. Okay, I hope you got the move. See, now if white plays here, for now white played here king a1. This looks very odd because he is leaving the c2 pawn, not supporting, and instead of going in the center or attacking anything else, he just waited a king move, which looks very bad. But this is a very good prophylactic move. Why? The reason why he played, because if he played directly more like nd4, knight c4, knight bc4, queen e1, or queen e1, q b6, attacking b2, checkmate. So bishop c1, for example, knight a3 check, king a1, and queen d4 will gain a pawn on c2, and there will be a weakness of e4 later. Black can easily hold this position, or even black is better in this position. So to avoid those tactical shots, he simply played king a1, bishop f8, with this idea of even playing something like g6 or bg7, something. He wants to defend this position, or even he wants the rook file to be open somewhere or support on e6. So white played knight d4. Finally he got this move, knight d4, queen c5, g6. Now if black takes fg6, hg6, and knight g6, for example, fg6, hg6, and knight g6, knight into e6, sorry, rook into e6, bishop g4 is winning for white. So after knight f4, queen f4, rook f6, queen h2, eyeing h7 and c8. So g6, knights into c4, knight c4, bishop c4, knight c4, and q d3. This position looks very good for white. The reason why is the position is quite open, and now white is threatening to open up the things. Even after h6, it will be very hard to defend the king. So he was forced to take hg6. So now white is threatening rook into h7 or g into h6 will open everything. So I was forced to play h6 and queen g3. I personally like queen g3 because it's now threatening a shot on h6 and an eye on d6 later, maybe queen, and even defending this knight on c3. Queen g3, a very good idea. So q b6, Nakamura, ignoring the threat of bishop h6, now immediately threatening queen into b2, checkmate. So bishop c1, and he played queen a5. Queen a5 I think is a big mistake because he could have kept his queen on b6 uh, and keep this checkmate continuous such that this bishop can never take on h6. Maybe he can defend it later with the knight on e5 or knight somewhere on g4, or maybe something like bishop g4 h5, or even he can sacrifice rook into c3 to get some counterplay on the counter. So rook f8 trying to reduce the king movements. Now Carlsen is prepared to take the sacrifice and push this one, open the things up. So knight e5. Now black is threatening rook into c3 and queen into h2 is a checkmate. So Carlsen just played knight d5, closing this diagonal of this bishop, and now he given up the pawn such that he can do his attack on the pawn. So he played bishop d5, e into d5, queen d5, and bishop h6. So after bishop h6, I feel white is clearly winning. Now g into h6 is forced because after if not g into h6, something like queen into d4, bishop e3 wins on spot, because checkmate on rook h8, something queen h3 or queen h4, queen h2, queen h7 will be a checkmate. So g h6 is forced, then g7. You cannot take queen into d4 because this will be a checkmate. So bishop e7 is forced. So for example, if he takes bishop into g7, knight f5, knight rook c7, knight h6, king h7, knight g4 threatening king, and knight f6 will lose your queen. King f8, knight f6, losing your queen. So there is no way that Nakamura can save this game. So he played bishop e7, rook into h6, knight f7, trying to close this rook open file and attacking this rook on h6, and even to prevent this. So here Carlsen played another good move of queen g6. Now the threat is to take queen h6 and queen h8 will give him a checkmate. So knight h6, queen h6, and bishop f6. Now his last try is to run the king away if he gives check, or even if he takes rook h1, he has a checkmate on e1. So simply Carlsen sees a winning edition and played queen h8, king f7, d8, queen check, rook into g8, and queen f6, king e7, rook e7. Here Nakamura resigned in view of rook e1, king d7, queen e7 is a checkmate. So this was a good complicated tactical game played between Magnus Carlsen and Nakamura. I hope you enjoyed the game. See you in the next class.